Mr. Lynch lives will be live forever. Good morning, Mr. Massimo Simply. Mr. Massimo Simply. Or simply, 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 or simply there. Yesterday, not Lynch. This is last month I showed you before, that means 9, so 10 years, because less than a month it will be easy to put it through. Because less than a month the 4 became the 0 in the 80th or the 10, so some of it is the 80th for the 80 years, 18 as a number of 18 years, or the 80th birthday is it's December 28th, so really only 4 or 3 days to the end of December 2025, also to this year 2025. It's Sunday evening, so they are it seems totally clear, yes, totally clear. Once again, this is the third consecutive day, or the four consecutive day with the totally clear. This is totally clear scatters in general. It also means now it's between early afternoon 14 and 19. 5 and 4 at 13 Celsius. This means that it's really cold like nesi bis fak fori cold it's pescaggio Celsius for winter period so sta cosa for essere se si effect the china for years on last cioè se also fact tu video per cam for years of 4 years so at reports se riguarda also last questo esame insomma rifollow di me Last per esame finché non buoni, non so perché tu also per cam for years what was di YouTube. Now also for the winter became for years also the first was few days ago, 7 days ago, because because we also entered in it and we had 64 and 3 p.m. here in Italy. And I got some new, remember think about it, some body of Chinese suppose did. I'm sure, to see the amazing, so sì, ma sometimes ma propose fact we should watch Chinese, si mettono per sparare così tutto per me, di su di collaboration so di spring and summer, di utilize fa corrispondere su CHC soft for for the summer, CHC for the autumn, once again CHC soft, so in general for all the seasons of years. Si kaže in English, at least me was something if you do that absolutely incomplete. No, in this case, no, because it's obviously being winter, it's good, but when I say this sentence absolutely incomplete, I'm referring to me, or is referring to me, before perhaps for this season, it was thanks to a series of practices that I do follow in some years. I always try to fight the cold. In fact, when it came in the winter, on winter period, winter weather reports, I always had another comment which explains what are these practices. In fact, since yesterday, yesterday's weather, I had this other comment. Tu know what are these practices? In fact, read the my comment in the comment section of the video. I don't know if it's happy or not. I think not. If they feel cold, in fact, I think yes, but 19%, 85%, I think they feel cold. No? Or I don't know. Is however, in some way, for me in general, always good. Instead, about to scat also to enjoy to see for sure. Something is just for this. It's really beautiful. Artistism, so can be free. The machines on this. Inge i afterno finché tre persone si ripeti just for 55 for Fahrenheit 13 Celsius. The importing atmosphere non ci vedi. Today we have oh it's beautiful. blue skies and conceptual sono medias beneath, it's not visible, Sangere, Sashan particular, still behind the balls, now sitting solito, it came out, the first thing is the fact that, not take man, Sangere and repeat the Sashan in particular, the fact that the first thing is the fact that now sing for the sing, I sing for the same, an extract better, the refrain from Napolitan classical song solo mio, because this thing it's became a hit of my mind past summer, traps remember if they follow me, think nobody. So, malato solo, più bello mio, solo mio, s'affronta te, solo mio, s'affronta te, sì, s'affronta mio, s'affronta te. Questa è la musica che facciamo su di me, and this is a good thing, in fact, surely it's a scelta che molto mi è submessa, scena che senza, and the third thing is that it's impossible, sappiamo si piti di che it's impossible, beautiful, like, chi sotto chi si scena, che siete, Ragazzi, until now, ti consigliano i pire, c'è Varsov, volendo conseguire, non last Saturday October, an hour before, so fact to read, and then for now, let them sense for rather 2 hours and 20 minutes, 25 maximum, yes, 30 at maximum, and the alpha, so in comparison, board, and Memphis, so a completely different schedule. Well, so, sinisco. Mi dico, lui nel new white curtain, che infra la strong fase, metto in plans, this is a new curtain, senza sono, one, magari tengo solo birthday with the Breus, in particular, the third birthday, the Breus, beautiful grey curtain, with beautiful paint page, to the penalty thing, the passage from Breus, in fact, the new curtain, and the things, and all the other things related to the meter, see already, repeat one, my section, the video should be the fourth one. The third point, first comment, fourth comment. I don't know if you can see it, read away from this shot near me, I think of yes. Ring flowers, long flowers, mix between the plants. Or if not, even better, surely better from this shot, the other shot project is the first part of the video through which, per usual, I show you the weather scatters in general from the window. So from this other project is a shot similar to the classic shot of film more than 3 years ago for the previous beautiful curtain, beautiful mesh, perhaps also for the first curtain color, the curtain, if I don't remember exactly, it's sure the color curtain is still in cover image channels, so every time I should legit, in this shot also released to this fact buff when there isn't, also when there is, but buff when there isn't, a green shoot and also when there is, but more when there is with effects measure, and let's read the latest picture sentence that I really also see for the previous curtain, also perhaps for first curtain color, curtain if I don't remember exactly, and now I see already in this latest picture sentence also for this new curtain, resolved but repeat the expression also indicated 3-4 times where, yes, and this little picture sentence is this, but also and always better visible for me in its entirety, here in this shot, at 3 point is immediate for the shot. As regard the shoot not visible, but for optimistic not visible at the first days of Black October, but this is important because it's important that it's also 2 days not visible. And see that this picture sentence is used for the curtain, also in this case, because also for its, because it's so valid, also for it, so I repeat, but also and always better visible for me in its entirety, here in this shot, at this point, this immediate or legend shot. And finally, mi dico che GX 640 PG 625 also in case non mi dico legend shot. Great multiple people facendo i porti essere getting to air. Also problem sister. Also myself, also biscuit. And finally, I hope you will get breakfast. Dates really late in general, also men som crazy late move from rest, det var important att Sverige från drägar rätt som man det så sa det för kan bexa. Det finns inte ens för mig det är certo att finns inte parte med det sposi essere så finché te regoli si regoli se non è tre so straccio per due vite guarda di close si carriera late also from really close si carriera late also from us they are just really obviously just in quote 14 19 minutes. But the important thing is show serious things like me also they first with so I'm really young. And that's we always say breakfast is most big things are for absolutely. Sono since many months, I think it should be when yes, I also lost the quantity think like effective reason, X from a reason, the fragment. Se this should be done, we have previous you at one time, so any time check better se lui presidente di accessare these things, all these all made all this speech, and from when the shot of the inizio gioco because you can but most one, ma se mi sono fuori sono bisco stare me fact track, I'm able come to be consistent, I think at one mess from the second steps. Yeah, as chocolate chip cookies. Allora, chips, chocolate chips. Però mi seguo rosso per tu come se lince. Ma in particolare, a tuning saluto, se vede, se fa sto, se vuoi mi fa che shot che si sto coffee bisli. Ma tutto che chocolate fa questo, su in totale se shot fragment video, se shot ne inif, essa was last 6 months, so che sai lo sto con sul business di pila sono attached per su, dopo so mai script si finisce. Now there is one segment soprattutto once again I think 150, 51, 52 days adesso si chiede lo slosso con il mese di prima se non è damage per su so since that moment today I pattern inserted once again in mix very good news and when you also the fact cose back so questa mom si aspira in particolare a me ma last video so si chiede gioco io so che matto mastomania su of course I'm living the first time of that video and if insomma also non se ne toll Nicolas back fast always a me Second thing about CS fact, if there are CS con the Diane Signals, for me, it's also in place of position, and among other things, let's the method because, 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 not the first place of position for me, bam. Italian Serials, because I do recommend them to you because they are really super bad. Adesso tomorrow poi si fa un telefono, perché non ti tomorrow to could happen, what will happen. Now I see. And I beat the benefits not easy, but I say better repeat things for last time, do things that just before I repeat these things for last time, the fact surely it's a shelter chiamato per assumere sessione perché it's impossible, una ability di dire che sono visti sessione su che once